once again. My name is Oren King. I'm a personal trainer, certified personal trainer, and I also have a YouTube channel which you can look me up as Oren King. I talk about health, wealth, and finances. And now I have this young lady here next to me. Her name is...
My name's Tracy Price. I'm a certified medium with Inner Being Awakened on Facebook. And I help in the healing process that's taking place on the planet. I empower empaths to heal and come into their balanced energy as within, so without. Helps in the healing process taking place on the planet.
Fantastic. I love that. So today's topic is about relationships and dating. So I have a couple of questions I want to ask Tracy to get into her mind and see what she says, okay?
So this is like the spiritual perspective on it all.
Well, I would say it's your perspective, like what you have observed, what you have been through, and also influences by friends, families, co-workers, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay? So be your authentic self. I answer the questions as honestly as possible. Alright? And we're going to be fine.
I have no problem with that.
You have no problem with that? Might I say I do like your colors today.
Thanks.
I like the blue.
Yeah. Seems a little bit thematic here.
Yeah. Blue, God loves you. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get into it. So Tracy, what do you think makes a strong relationship with people?
What makes a strong relationship with people?
Yeah.
I think first of all is taking away any judgments and taking away, a lot of times throughout life we like to put labels on things. Mm-hmm. And I think the labels is where things start to get a little bit tricky, because then people have expectations on how a relationship should play out. Mm-hmm. And really we have to get to a point where we're just enjoying these experiences and taking them for what they are, because a relationship is connecting with someone, right? And it's just like in my work, as I do healing work, I use objects like gemstones to help people take on certain energies, right? Because we're coming into this wholeness, and through our interactions with people and using things like gemstones, we're going to take on the energy of something to help us evolve. So for me, a relationship is an opportunity to recognize and bring more awareness to something within you and what it is you're attracting into your life. So you can use it as an opportunity to either grow and evolve. And with relationships, it might be a connection for a short period of time. So they might bring a certain awareness to your energy field. Mm. Or it might be something longer where there's a collaboration involved, right? So then you're growing together. Mm-hmm. And then it may, change into you both evolve in a new direction.
So pretty much you're saying is like you're going to learn from this individual and grow in a positive way?
If you use the energy with that intention. If you meet a connection and you have certain expectations mm-hmm. and want to label something, mm-hmm. then you've already tried to control the situation before it's had a chance to enter your life mm-hmm. and let you experience it.
Okay.
And I think we've just been so used to labeling things. And my friend Brenda, I'm very thankful for her, because even though I know this, mm-hmm. We're all working through things, and we're really trying to dissolve some of those old labels that weren't really serving us.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really, you answered that question very good. Well, I like the answer. Hopefully they do too. Mm-hmm. All right. The next question has always bothered me. Not really bothered me, but it's in the back of my mind. Why is it so important for us as human beings to make connections when it relates to relationships? Like people say, it's a spark. It's something they can't really describe. It's like they call it a spark. It's mystery. It's just something's there, like the chemistry. Mm-hmm. So why do you think, as human beings, we desire this, or we want this connection with other people?
I think it's that energetic vibration, and as an energy healer, I know that everything's based on law of attraction, right? So when you have that kind of snap in your heart, or that you're drawn to someone, there's always a reason for it, right? So it's the energies connecting, and it's that electric spark that's charging each other to bring you together. And it doesn't mean because you've had that electric spark that it's something that's meant to play out for a lifetime, you know what I mean? But to embrace it, there's a reason for it. And we might not know everything right away. Even to speak with a spiritual healer, a medium, they might not know all the details, but they can help you to understand what the reason is for you coming together, and help you to work with the energy.
But so that actual connection is just pretty much a mystery, is it?
It's not I wouldn't say it's a mystery.
So how do you describe it, like one person to the next person?
It's a vibration. It's
okay.
Everything is energy, right? It's like electricity.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
When electricity is flowing and there's a current, right? And so it's like, when you plug in a light, and in order for it to work, the energy's got to flow, right? And go into a connection. So it's it's basically serving a purpose. If the energy is flowing, there's a purpose for it. That's what the energetic spark is.
Okay.
Right? So we're meant to follow those energetic sparks. There's a reason for them. But a lot of times, because societal standards have wanted us to, this is the way you do it. You go through school, then you find, someone to marry and settle down with for a lifetime. But that's really, your life partner isn't always going to stay the same, because we're evolving and growing. And in the past, a lot of people didn't do their energy work and do their healing work, so they stayed with the same connection throughout a lifetime, even if it wasn't serving them.
So when you say energy work or your healing work, like, could you be specific about that? Like
what it is?
Yeah, like how would somebody who doesn't know what you're talking about, how would it go about with trying to do energy work and healing work?
Energy work is basically raising your vibration, so stepping out of fear. Because when it comes down to it, everything we want is beyond fear. So facing your fears, you know what I mean? So all of those things that trigger you, all of those things that make you feel nervous, all those things that make you go on the ledge, everything you want is beyond that. So an energy healer, an energy worker helps you to heal past those fears. And what happens is you're healing your fears, you're raising your vibration. Everything's based, this universe is all based on the law of attraction, right? So you're going to attract in things to help you break through those fears. So it's basically looking at life as school, right? Learning your lessons, evolving past your fears. And through that, after you've done a lot of work, is when you draw in your true companion, right? But you have to be whole. You have to be fully whole, or else you're going to attract in people to help you heal, right? And when you become fully sustainable on your own, not needing anything, that's really when you've mainly healed, and you're ready to step into the life of your dreams, right? So it's kind of like, when we get back to the question, is like,
why is connection so important to people? And what we're trying to say is that when you do most of your healing work, like conquering your fears or accomplishing things which is challenging, and you come out of it, then you're going to be connecting to the people that you actually want to connect with.
Yes.
Because it's law of attraction. But if you still have certain fears and insecurities you still have to work on, you're not going to attract the people that you actually desire. That's what I'm kind of getting from.
Yeah, so basically, the more you heal, the better your life gets, right? So you may start out in more toxic connections, right? But if you use the energy to break out of your fears, to see it as a reflection, to see where you need to heal, then the next connection will be better. If you keep getting the same connections over and over and over again, then that's maybe when you need to talk with an energy healer, right? To help you see where you need to evolve. What's the block? What's
Okay.
the fear? What is it that needs healing? Is it from a past life? Is it from childhood? What is that same thing that keeps repeating itself? Right? And then an energy heal will bring awareness to it and then give you supports like gemstones to help you. Because when you're in a connection or when you're using gemstones or different modalities, different tools, you haven't captured that energy within yourself yet, right?
Okay.
So if you're a little bit shy and lacking confidence, to get to that vibration is a big jump, right? From being meek and shy and reserved to being confident and not having any fears of those. That's a big leap, right?
Actually, I like what you just said. So talking about tools, it falls off to the next question. So in today's society, how do you think technology influence or affects dating, meaning online dating, or does technology in general are using it as a tool? How do you think it influences or affects?
Well, I think we have the capacity to meet more people. And another thing is, too, with the ability to chat with people all different places, people that we might not normally meet in our every day-to-day life, it's kind of an opportunity to connect with people in different areas of life, right? So even just through talking to them, that's almost like a tool, right? Because you're getting to, see what their life is like and see aspects of yourself within it and get a feel for what is it that you want. You're talking with someone. And I talked with someone that was actually a while ago into energy work.
Okay.
But there's different types of energy.
Okay.
Right? So they knew about some of the stuff, but then I started to realize that they were into more manipulative energy.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Right? So it makes you can really evolve yourself quite quickly just through conversing with different types of people that you wouldn't normally meet.
So you say it makes you like stronger and like you are getting more information faster. Okay.
More awareness.
So you said technology, let's add on to the next question, is it good for dating or would you say it's bad? Or what your point of view?
Well, anything can be used for growth or for fear, right? So we can't really put a label and be like, oh, technology is messing with the dating scene and people, can connect with people too quickly, cheating, all this kind of stuff. But it doesn't matter because if you want to cheat, you can cheat anyway. You know what I mean? If that's your intention, that's what you're going to use your energy for. So it's all about your mindset. It's about your intentions. It's about what do you want. You will use it in that manner. So you can use the technology of all these dating apps to talk with people and get to know who they are and, go out on some maybe more dates than normal and like get to experience the energy of a person, right? You might have this idea like, oh, I really want to live like this glamorous life, but then you start meeting these people and you start to get to know where they're at on a spiritual level. And then, does this really connect with me? You'll start to really absorb it because you're connecting, right? And then it helps you to create more fulfilling manifestations, right? You can evolve yourself if you choose to use the energy that way, right? We all have free will.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I mean, if you don't know how to work with energy, that's why you connect with someone that can teach you, get you started. Once you get started, then you can do it on your own, or you might need support for a while, right? But yeah.
All right, so this leads on to the next question. What's happening right now? COVID-19. So what are the barriers that makes dating or having a relationship right now as it's 2021?
Well, I'm probably not the best person to ask for this because in my opinion of COVID, it's a little bit more spiritual, and like I'm more holistic, so I'm all about boosting immunity. Like I'm still living a normal life.
Okay, so somebody wants to meet somebody, they want to like what we say would be challenging for them as it's COVID-19? You know, like I knew they was gonna go on a date, like.
They want to, oh, okay, and we can't go on regular dates, like out to
Yeah, do you think that affects
dinner or.
Yeah. So it kind of put a damper in relationships right now,
Well,
or dating, or you think it's still going on, things still flowing?
It depends on the person, you know. We have some people that are like really in fear of COVID, so they're really staying secluded.
Yeah.
And then we have some people that are, you know, still out and about working and still talking with people, still meeting up with people. So I think it just depends where you are at, you know. And then we have some people that are around elderly people, so they don't want to,
Yes.
you know, get anything.
So I guess it all depends on the situation of the individual.
Yeah, but I think.
But be safe, okay?
I think basically, if those people, I believe everything happens for a reason, right? So there might be some people that are in fear of COVID, right? When I just personally believe boost your immunity, keep active, get a lot of sleep, you know, that kind of thing. And you're most likely going to be fine. Most people are recovering anyway, right? But if you're in that state of fear, this is actually a great opportunity for you to be secluded and be on your own, because it makes you go within, you know? I mean, there is a lot of people, though, that are experiencing mental health issues, and the suicide rate has went up. But the thing is, for the people that have enough awareness to go within and be able to deal with it on their own, it's a good opportunity to explore the inner workings of your emotional self.
So you said spend more time working on yourself.
Yeah.
But if you are safe and you want to, and another person wants to, go on a date. Right?
Yeah.
But you're really saying take time to do the inner healing.
Yeah, if you're in that state of fear, and you have to also realize fear affects your immune system. Right? So if you're a person that's really nervous of the virus, well, then it's probably best that you do stay in seclusion, because immunity-wise, it's going to bring your immunity down.
Okay, I have another question. So what advice would you give people who are in a relationship they don't want? That's one. What advice would, so I'll let you answer that first, and then the next one will be, what advice would you give the people who are just, they are single and they're just dating, meeting people? It could be younger or older women, men also, younger, older, whatever, okay? And what advice would you give to people who they actually wanting something, like they want either, for example, they want to get married, they want to have kids, they want to have family, that kind of thing. So I'll answer the first one. So someone's in a bad relationship, or not say bad, they're just like, they had enough and they finish. What advice would you give to them to like move on? And yes, pretty much that's it.
It's really hard to give advice based on a whole wide spectrum of where someone's at, right? A bad relationship can be, or a difficult relationship can be for a multitude of things, right? So just to give one little piece of advice for an array of different situations is a little bit tricky, right? But the first thing you want to do is you want to recognize, why am I here? You know, you want to really take that look in the mirror and be like, what brought me to this situation? What am I contributing? The toxicity, what is it that I'm contributing? And what's coming from the other person, you know?
So you're kind of holding yourself accountable, and also the other person.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what you want to do from there, you can try and talk it out, okay? But you can't change someone.
Yeah.
Right? And it's really not fair to change anyone, because they need to recognize it for themselves. And if they haven't come to that level of consciousness or awareness, then it's not their time yet. They have to get to a point where they've experienced something over and over and over, you know, it's different for everyone.
Yeah,
you know,
sense.
some people, they might experience one time, they're like, okay, I'm done.
I learned my lesson.
I learned my lesson, never again. Some people, they need to keep experiencing it until they get tired of it, right? So you can sit down, you can have that conversation with your partner, and bring awareness to where you stand, but if they're saying the same thing but not creating any change or actions, it's not going to happen.
So that situation you should be exiting?
Yes, but you might not be at a space where you can do it instantaneously. Okay. If it's abuse or it's a really bad situation, get out of it as soon as possible.
Okay.
But if it's not abusive and it's more just like, you know, the same struggle over and over and over and over, and it's not helping anyone, then you basically want to start to plan your actions, you know? What is it that you need to do? Do you need to get more money? Do you need to, you know, start looking for another place? Like all these different things, you just want to basically analyze what you need to do to get yourself to the next level.
Yeah, breaking up means it's a change you have to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, it doesn't mean, you know, some people that you're going to talk with, you know, I was in a situation where I was in a relationship with a woman, and, you know, over and over and over again, it was the same problem. And she would say, oh, I'm going to change, and it would be great for a week or two. The same cycle would continue. It was to the point where mediums were coming to me and being like, your grandmother's coming through, you need to get out of this relationship. My grandmother would wake me up in the middle of the night with a megaphone. It's going to happen again, happens again. So at that point, I started actually to realize I can't talk with this person anymore, you know? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to plan what I'm going to do to shift my life. So I needed to bring in more income, and which meant another job. And from there, I'd be able to make my next changes. So I would basically put it out. I said to Spirit, I said, you know, I need to make this amount of money, and I need it to be a job that doesn't take up too much of my time, and so I can still work on my business. So clear intentions.
So you planned your actions, the things you needed to do to put yourself in a better situation.
I put it out to the universe. Because
it wasn't going to change.
Yeah.
It was happening over and over and over again.
So I was the one with the awareness, so it was up to me to create the change.
So, and then you're pretty much saying advice is more tailored to the person or the situation then?
Yeah.
One advice doesn't just goes for everybody. Right? That's what you're saying, right? Okay. So the next question is, how important do you think is sex in dating and relationships?
That's another one of those questions where, you know, one answer doesn't serve everyone. And that's where spiritual work is so different, because it's very tailored and detailed to each individual, right? It's not one of those things where you read a magazine and these are the top 10 answers, you know?
Yeah.
It gets into the intricate details. And so, you know, when it comes down to intimacy, it really depends on, you know, some people have a higher sex drive. Right? And what is sex to a lot of people? For me, it's a release, right? So it's like we are energetic beings, and that sexual energy is that highest vibration. Like when you get to that orgasm, you know, that's when you just feel amazing, right? Like, I don't know, is there anything better than an orgasm?
Figured it out yet.
Yeah.
No.
Right? So for most people, that's like the best feeling in the world. And but then there's some people.
Well, actually, people who use like hard drugs, they're rather using that than sex, because that's the best feeling in the world for them.
Okay. Yeah. So there's that too, right? I think sex is a healthier way to get that feeling, right? But yeah, there's so many different variables. Like some people don't have such a high sexual desire.
It's
You know
true,
what I
yeah.
mean? Based on, it could be hormones,
Mm-hmm.
it could be based on their, energy levels, it could be based on even just how your body's feeling. There's so many different variables. So I think it comes down to the two people or the three people, or how, there's different relationships, right?
Yeah, so many.
Between the people involved, right? And what it is that they're looking for. But you do want to find someone you're compatible with. Because then there could be some frustration.
You want that connection.
Yeah, you want that connection, right? So if there's someone that has a high sex drive with someone that has no sex drive, that's going to be
it's not going to be very compatible.
It's not going to be very compatible, right?
Yeah, because somebody's not going to be satisfied.
Right. So, yeah, I would say knowing where you and your connection is at is really important, right? And then people also have different beliefs around sex, right? Some people, they don't even participate until marriage, and that still happens.
Yes.
Right? Based on their different views and that kind of thing. So finding someone you're compatible with, For me, sex is important, so I'm not going to be waiting till marriage, right? So you want to make sure that
that person's on the same page with you.
Yeah, because for me, I'm 41 and I've never been married, and I may or may not get married in this lifetime, because as an energy healer, doing my own work as well and being conscious, I know that the people coming into my life may only be for certain amounts of time, and to be comfortable with that, you know what I mean? Because we're growing together. Like, that's the way I look at it. The people coming into my life now are people that are working on their energy and wanting to reach for their potential, right? Because I'm at that vibration.
Okay.
So I'm going to draw in these people that are doing their work, all right, to come into their purpose. And so, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for this interview, and I am so honored that I was able to get inside Tracy's head. So dating and relationships from perspective of someone who's a medium, you do healing work. So it's very interesting, your outlook. And I hope this helps somebody out there. Okay? So thanks for watching. Anything else you want to say?
I think that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so thanks for watching this episode with Tracy and I, relationships and dating. Thank you.
I should say, what do you want to say? Is there anything you want to say?
Oh yeah, so I want to say that Tracy's going to make some questions for me and interview me. Whatever topic she desires. Yeah, and that'll be the next one.
Okay. So you have nothing to say about this?